All right, Fit Lifers, Drew Canole.
Amish, Shah.
We are here because we had a presentation that we did together about 2.5 weeks ago, and it's for Project Yourself, which is the program that Amish has poured his heart, his soul, his desire into.
17 years of research, and it's crazy.
Of being a catalyst, a life-changing mechanism that you can use and implement that will radically shift your whole reality.
Completely shift your reality from the current state that you're in, boom, flip over to another state, think about your ideal life. That's what Project Yourself is about.
So it's like the Matrix where he's like red pill or blue pill. You just take the red pill.
Take the red pill and all of a sudden you're like, when you're flying. No, but realistically, really, it's a very powerful course, and Drew has been through it, and
Shah has been through it.
We've gotten some questions, and I know that we didn't really get to answer the questions straight up. And we got questions still coming in to this day about the brain and the pineal gland and all sorts of questions.
So mainly, most of the questions were based on one thing, and that was, how do these glands, these organs, these hormones, how does that relate to your chakras?
Yeah.
How does it relate to your energetic system that actually casts out like a net or a ripple effect and then brings back to you whatever it is that you want in your life?
And how does it relate to everyday modern world science? Like, what does it mean? What does the pineal gland do? What does the endocrine system do? I've talked about some of this, and I know a lot of people are just like, okay, so what about it?
So in the next 20 minutes, we're gonna break down every single one of these systems that you have in your body, and we're gonna relate it back to the scientific nature, the miracle machine that you have inside your own body.
You are an infinite being.
Exactly, and how that relates to your life and how you can project yourself and start creating a reality that you've always wanted.
Absolutely.
You ready to do this?
Let's do this. All right.
So let's talk about the endocrine system and how it works to regulate the sleep, your sex, the different hormones in your body.
So the endocrine system is basically what regulates your whole entire body. Now, we have a little drawing that we have here that I'm going to get into in just a bit, but the endocrine system actually has majority of the glands inside of your brain. We have the pituitary, we have the pineal gland, we have the thalamus, we have your kidneys are connected to your endocrine system. So we have your whole entire body is quite literally controlled by this endocrine system, which secretes hormones into your body to regulate every single function of your body. Now, the reason why most of the glands are actually located in your brain is because your brain is kind of like the powerhouse of your reality, basically, you know? And inside of Project Yourself and Project Yourself, we talk a lot about reinventing your reality. And if you think about the endocrine system, so it controls your stress, controls how happy you are, it controls how you sleep, controls your sex life, controls your weight. It controls quite literally everything that goes on with you. Now, I know Drew has talked about this plenty of times, is what's going on inside is what you're gonna get back from the outside world. So if we can control how to, control these glands and the hormones that they secrete, then you can quite literally change your perception of reality, and your reality will change automatically. So I wanted to just kind of explain that your endocrine system and the hormones that it releases from your pineal to your pituitary to your thalamus to everything that is controlled, your thyroid actually is a part of it too. All the hormones, all the acids, amino acids, and everything that it secretes controls the regulation of your body, which makes you perceive what you perceive in life. So if you can control it and regulate it the way you need it, or you need a certain hormone release of, of a certain gland, that's what we teach inside of Project Yourself, is how to tap into these different pieces within your body so that your reality changes for the better.
Yeah. And essentially what Amish is saying, and of course I've looked at the Project Yourself program, I've been through it, I've looked at it, and what you have to do is you have to start with the recognition that your subconscious mind makes up about 92% of your brain.
Exactly.
It's the oldest brain that you have.
The reptilian brain goes back around 200 million years.
And the conscious mind is actually really young, it's immature. But it's what you judge with, right? So you're constantly judging everything. So if you could bypass your conscious mind into your subconscious mind and truly tap into your infinite potential and start regulating those glands, which your subconscious mind is already doing. It does trillions of things at once. Your conscious mind only does one thing. at a time. So getting into your subconscious brain and having it figure out how to regulate these different hormones by using the Project Yourself program is quite essentially one of the best things that you can do.
Yeah. So the reptilian brain, like we were just talking about, your oldest brain, 200 million years old. Then we got the limbic brain, which came around 200,000 years ago.
Which is the mammalian brain, right? The limbic is the same. So it's the nurturing brain, it's the one that takes care of your offspring, different things like that. The
and then the last one is your neocortex. That's kind of like the fatty part of your brain that sits on the outside of it all. Yeah. And that's what makes you think and question everything in life, basically. It gives you that thought process and analyzing process. Now, the cool thing about humans is that we are the only creatures on planet that have a split brain. We're the only creatures that have a split brain, and inside of the middle of the split brain is your pineal gland. Your brain has hundreds of billions of neurons, which is more than the Milky Way has stars. Think about that for a second. Hundreds of billions of neurons. As many connections there are between the neurons, there's probably millions of billions of connections of these connections that transfer data, stronger than any computer in the world.
The sad part is, and you don't have to look at it in a bad way, but if you don't use these neurons, you lose a lot of
them. You do.
So you want to meditate, you want to do yoga, these different things that Amish talks about in Project Yourself.
We talk about how to
get more of those.
Yeah, exactly. We talk about how to rewire your brain and create new neural pathways so that your brain talks to your body in a different way. You're building new paths, basically, for your brain to follow and to regulate your body and to control your reality. We have basically bundles of nerves that, like from our brain all the way, right here, here's our brain, all the way down, we have bundles of nerves that regulate your organs, like we were talking about before, right? So your spine, your brain, is like the powerhouse of the center of where it all kind of gets started. And then we have your spinal cord, which has bundles and bundles and millions of nerves in them, and it's actually more electricity flowing through this and up and through your brain. So it's actually like a circuit, if you think about it. And so what this circuit does is, as you go down from your brain, it connects to your eyes, your sinuses, basically everything around here. Then we go down another one, and it connects to your mouth, your throat, and everything related to there. And these are quite little. You can, if you were to take the body apart and look at it, there's bundles of nerve that come out of your spine and connect to these organs, like your mouth gland. Then we have this one, which connects to your heart and your lungs in this area. Then we have another bundle that comes out, which controls your stomach and your intestines and all those organs, kind of like right in your midsection here. Then we have another bundle which kind of comes down to your sexual area, your kidneys, your sexual area, your genital organs, and things like that. So as I started researching this, now I'm not a doctor, right? But I do a lot of research. I'm like a scientist, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I do a ton of research. I read a ton. I've been researching this for probably 18 years or so, 17 to 18 years. And I found a very strong correlation to yoga principles. That, in yoga, they teach about like chakras or chakras, as some people call them also. And I started realizing that there's a very strong correlation between what they teach you in yoga and ancient scriptures. Almost every single ancient scripture has talked about this as well, along with what we're discovering in modern day science. So in the yogic philosophy, we have 7 chakras. So now what it is just a representation of your nerve bundles that go into your body. So it quite literally controls your organs. So yoga, like you were saying, is very beneficial, very, very beneficial. So by meditating on these different areas of your body and the spinal nerves and the bundles that come out, you can remedy a lot of the ailments that you may be having. So let's get into how that even ties into modern day science, modern day affirmations that we talk about. Like, for example, stay grounded, right? In the yogic philosophy, in yoga, they talk about staying grounded. That's level 1, your first chakra, right? Which is basically being connected to the ground, being connected to earth, and really being in that grounded center of who you are and what you're about. As we move up, your second chakra is your sexual area. It's basically where I say be creative. The reason why I say be creative is because when we talk about your sexual area, the only thing that we can actually prove to be real that we've created. Yes, we can create things around us and our jobs and love and relationships, but the only physical thing that we can say we've created that's living is another child. And that's controlled by our seeds, basically. Women and men have seeds. So that's the number one form of creation. It's the most powerful form of creation on the planet. That energy in this area of your body can quite literally be used to create things in your life. Your sexual area, your organs, your sex organs, your kidneys, things like that, that is quite literally your creation. Be creative. Everyone always says, be creative, right? Stay grounded, be creative, right? There's a reason why all these sayings are around, and it matches up with our body, and it matches up with ancient science as well. That third one is listen to your gut. Everyone always says, listen to your gut. Well, what is your gut? It's your intestines, your gut. It's that feeling that you get in your gut. You're like, maybe I should do this, maybe I shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know? So that gut feeling is also very important. That's your third chakra.
And 80% of your immune system actually is in your gut.
Yeah, that's why it's follow that gut feeling.
Yeah.
You know? Level 4, or chakra 4, is love. It's your heart, it's your lungs.
Which is one of the most powerful forms as well.
Yeah.
The love chakra.
Here's a really cool thing, right? We say, love every moment of your life, or love your life, and love everything around you. Now, your heart actually has neurons in it. So your brain has neurons, your heart actually has neurons too. So that quite literally means your heart is a brain. So when they say follow your heart, it's true. Follow your heart because it knows what it's thinking. It knows what it's doing. I'm sure you've read this before. The electromagnetic frequency, electromagnetism frequency that is coming from your heart can be measured over a mile away versus your brain can only be measured a couple hundred feet. So your heart, in a sense, is actually more powerful than your brain. So love is very important.
And it's intuitive. So like even before an event happens, like in 9/11, they actually studied this. The electromagnetic frequency on the planet
Of the Earth
went up, even of the whole Earth, even before the planes crashed into the towers.
Yep. It's something that sits within us that's so strong. Your heart is powerful. So that's the love, you know? Follow it. It's very important. Then we have 5, which is speak, your oral kind of glands, your mouth glands, right? We always say speak the truth. Well, there's a reason for that, you know? Chakra 5 represents everything that has to do with your throat, and it's the beginning of your cerebral cortex, which is right here, which quite literally starts going into your brain. Your cerebral cortex, your medulla oblongata, is a very important piece of your whole entire body. It's kind of like the connection between your body and your brain. So it's very important when they say speak your truth. Yeah, it's important. That frequency that's created by speaking is very powerful. You can use it to do good, or you can use it to hurt people.
Exactly. And there's this principle called organ language. I don't know if you've heard of that.
No, I haven't.
In its very nature, when you speak different things like, you know, don't break your leg, or you're a pain in my neck, when you tell somebody that over and over and over again, and that physical condition starts to take place.
Well, I can see that.
It's because your subconscious mind, it bypasses. It doesn't, like we said before, your subconscious mind's very immature and it doesn't get, you know, if I said you're silly, or I said you're silly, like it was a command, like you're being crazy, like your subconscious mind, it doesn't decipher between the two.
Just takes it, stores it, and figures it out what to do with it. It's like, okay, well, I must be silly, so it programs you to quite literally be silly.
Or parents, you know, dads that tell their little girl, like, you're such a big girl. And then they grow up and they have these weight problems. It's because that subconscious mind has formed that anchor in the neocortex or whatever that forces them to eat more food, that lives in that reality of being the big girl, and they don't even know why. So you have to subconsciously break free, and we do that in identity coaching, and you do that in Project Yourself as well.
Yeah, so it's very powerful, very powerful. Your voice can quite literally transform someone's life.
Everything.
Your words can transform everything. Then we have chakra 6 in the yogic texts, which is your brain. Controls your eyesight, controls your pineal gland, your pituitary gland. The reason why we call it dream is because we always talk about follow your dreams, right? Well, where does that actually start? The pineal gland inside of your brain is what makes you dream. It releases melatonin, which gets converted to dimethyltryptamine, and that is the creation of the dream process. It is very, very powerful. If you can follow your dreams and you can regulate what happens in your brain, everything else can kind of take care of itself. You can control what your body does with your brain. They say that the ailments, 90% of ailments actually start because of your brain, because of stress, because of things that you are thinking that reflect in your body. So it's very important to be able to master those brain glands, basically, those mind glands, pituitary, hypothalamus, pineal being one of the biggest ones, same with pituitary, very, very important. Controls your sleep, controls your sex, controls how you live your life, very, very important. And then we have level 7, which is not really around the body. You know, we've talked about level 1, which is like connecting to the ground, the earth. This one is kind of connecting to above, trusting the universe to really deliver your results.
Or God, or like whatever your faith is.
Whatever your faith is. We all have something that we believe in that's like, wow, as long as you can trust this, everything from here down, if you can trust yourself and you can trust the universe that everything is going to go well, then guess what? It's going to reflect in your body, it's going to reflect on your actions, it's going to reflect on your perceptions. So these 7 chakras that were talked about in the ancient texts are basically based on modern day science and modern day sayings. So there's a very awesome correlation between all this, and that's what I wanted to just share with everyone here.
And that's, would you call that, you know, number 7, to go back on that again? Is that like your super conscious mind, or
yeah, it's kind of like your higher self, basically, you know?
So trusting your higher consciousness.
Yep. Trusting that is awesome.
Yeah.
As long as you can think and believe and know everything is okay and everything is exactly as it should be in your life, good things, bad things, anything that happens, that can radically change your life forever. Trust the universe. Trust that everything that happens to you in your life is for a reason, and find the good.
Yeah. So that was the biggest question, you know, is how do we relate science, reality, to project yourself? And in the course, you actually break down how to revive your root chakra, and then working yourself up all the way to number 7 at the end of the course.
Yep.
And that's a very, very, very powerful thing, the way that you have it laid out.
It is. And I used, the way I like to teach is, you know, I'm not going to go back and be like, well, in the ancient times, they talked about this. I actually combine it with modern science and modern day sayings and modern day things so that we can relate all these pieces together into one format where you can master yourself, master your 7 different levels, master your organs, master your perception of reality, so you can change it and shift it on the fly.
So if something's not working for you, you know, your relationship isn't where you want it to be, or your financial path isn't where you want it to be, maybe emotionally you feel like you could be more charged that way, or your weight loss, you know, you've tried every single diet program that there is, but for some reason your body's just not letting go of that excess weight. This is a way to actually change your subconscious mind.
Completely. A lot of the members within Project Yourself have seen radical shifts, all kinds of shifts, from relationships to money to losing weight to all kinds of stuff. It's because at every single level that we talk about, you know, as far as your spinal, you know, column is concerned, quite literally controls how you perceive life and what comes out of it.
Are you excited about this?
I'm so excited because so I launched this thing.
Yeah.
In 9 weeks, 17 pages of success stories. 17 pages. And I was just like, what just happened? And I was like, wow, like this stuff works. Yeah. It's real.
So how do you help? How do you be the catalyst for those people that sign up and you know, they want to take their life to the next level? How are you encouraging this along the way?
So there's 9 levels. I know there's only 7 here, but there's 2 other levels that we talk about that are kind of subtle levels. And then throughout the 9 levels, there's training on every single level on how to control the specific emotions. There's exercises, there's Q&A sessions, there's a community. The community is powerful within Project Yourself.
And that's what I wanted to touch on. That community that you have, the people that are sharing, I mean, literally, you know, pages of information, things that they're working through on this particular facet. It's cool being a part of a like-minded group that's going through it with you.
Everyone supports each other. It's really powerful.
It's really, really powerful. So that's one of the biggest things is, you know, worth the investment, whatever it is, because you have all those brothers and sisters that are going through it with you.
It's very powerful. You know, I encourage everyone to try it.
Yeah. Don't try it.
Do it. Don't try it. Do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And as with anything in life, you know, the more attention and intention you put on something, the more that you're gonna get out of it.
Yeah.
So
everything's intention.
Yeah, practice it, try it, use it. There's different exercises, there's different guided, there's guided meditations, guided visualizations. It's a very powerful program. Like I said, there's been tremendous amounts of breakthroughs.
Yeah.
Even I was like humbled. I was completely floored when I started seeing the people that were going through this and the transformations that they were having were just like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
So worst case scenario is that you move forward and you buy this program now, you try it out, a month goes by, you don't like the results, you get your money back.
Yeah.
Right?
There's a 30-day money back guarantee.
Real simple.
It's simple. Email support, done.
No questions asked. When somebody develops a program like this, you guys, as far as mindset, helping people become awakened, it comes from a very pure state. It comes from this positive joy of seeing somebody transform on that subconscious level, which really has a deep meaning.
I mean, exactly what you do too.
It's what we do, and I know it because
yeah.
I see the reflection. We're all mirrors of each other. Amish is a mirror of me going off and doing this whole ancient technology thing with this, and I absolutely love it, and I support it, and I want to take a stand for it. So if you're interested in signing up, we're going to put a little link below this video. So best case scenario is that you use this, you're one of the success stories on those 17 pages. Not only that, but whatever you create, that ripple of impact goes out into your community, your family,
goes
everybody
very far and wide.
In your experience. Maybe you have a dream because you were able to connect with the dream piece in Project Yourself, and it gives you the idea, the solution, and you have this miracle of an idea that changes the fate of the world, and your investment was just $297. Would you take that?
Yes.
Absolutely.
And so one more thing I want to add here is that what's great about the program is that there's 9 levels, like I was mentioning. You go from level 1 to 9, and then what's really cool is you go from level 9 to 1 after you finish, and then you can use the program on any level that you want to hone in on something that you want to change about yourself, where you're like, oh, well, you know what, I'm feeling a little like I'm not following my gut. So you can go back to like level 3 or level
jump
4
around.
and jump around, and you can use this program forever. So it's not just once you're done with the program, it's over. Yeah. This is a lifetime thing. I've had students tell me that they're going to do this once every 4 months to keep themselves up to date because it's so powerfully transforming.
You can go through it with your team. You can go through it with your wife or your husband, your boyfriend, girlfriend.
Even kids.
Don't tell Amish I said that. Kids can go through this. Yeah,
they can. I've had that question before, and kids are seeing some profound results.
Well,
calmer. Yeah. More in tune with themselves. So it's really powerful.
Yeah, kids pick up on this stuff faster than we do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So let them be the leaders. They're so intuitive. They're amazing.
They are. They are the leaders of the future.
Yeah. So, well, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
You guys, thanks for the questions. If you have any comments, leave them below this video as well. Let's put the original presentation that you created below this as well. So if they're wondering, a little bit more about it, they can watch it there. Cool. And then also the page where you can actually move forward and invest in yourself and project yourself.
Project yourself.
This video.
The reason why it's called Project Yourself, because you're quite literally taking yourself and you're projecting your ideal self and you're making that a reality. Yep. And then the other version is Project Yourself, because it's about you. It's Project You.
Yeah. It's building the
Project
foundation.
You, I should say.
Project You.
So yeah, that's it. Check it out. I really hope to see you guys on the inside.
Drew Canole.
Amish Shah.
Remember,
we're in this together.